Today is April 29, 2024. Our reflection is entitled Receiving the Advocate, the Promise of Peace. First reading. Acts chapter 14, verses 5 to 18. There was an attempt in Iconium by both the Gentiles and the Jews, together with their leaders, to attack and stone Paul and Barnabas. They realized it, and fled to the Lycaonian cities of Lystra and Derbe and to the surrounding countryside, where they continued to proclaim the good news. At Lystra there was a crippled man, lame from birth, who had never walked. He listened to Paul speaking, who looked intently at him, saw that he had the faith to be healed, and called out in a loud voice, "Stand up straight on your feet." He jumped up and began to walk about. When the crowd saw what Paul had done, they cried out in Lycaonian, "The gods have come down to us in human form." They called Barnabas, Zeus, and Paul, Hermes, because he was the chief speaker. And the priest of Zeus, whose temple was at the entrance to the city, brought oxen and garlands to the gates, for he together with the people intended to offer sacrifice. The apostles Barnabas and Paul tore their garments when they heard this and rushed out into the crowd, shouting, "Men, why are you doing this? We are of the same nature as you, human beings. We proclaim to you good news that you should turn from these idols to the living God, who made heaven and earth and sea and all that is in them. In past generations he allowed all Gentiles to go their own ways. Yet, in bestowing his goodness, he did not leave himself without witness. For he gave you rains from heaven and fruitful seasons, and filled you with nourishment and gladness for your hearts." Even with these words, they scarcely restrained the crowds from offering sacrifice to them. Gospel. John chapter 14, verses 21 to 26. Jesus said to his disciples, "Whoever has my commandments and observes them is the one who loves me. Whoever loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and reveal myself to him." Judas, not the Iscariot, said to him, "Master, then what happened that you will reveal yourself to us and not to the world?" Jesus answered and said to him, "Whoever loves me will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our dwelling with him. Whoever does not love me does not keep my words. Yet the word you hear is not mine but that of the Father who sent me. I have told you this while I am with you. The Advocate, the Holy Spirit whom the Father will send in my name, he will teach you everything and remind you of all that I told you." In the first reading from Acts, we witness Paul and Barnabas encountering opposition and misunderstanding as they proclaim the gospel in Lystra. Despite performing miracles, the people of the city mistake them for gods and attempt to offer sacrifices to them. Paul and Barnabas vehemently reject this worship, instead pointing the people to the living God who created the heavens and the earth. This passage highlights the challenge of communicating the truth of the gospel in the face of cultural misunderstandings and underscores the importance of remaining faithful to God's message. In the Gospel according to John, Jesus promises his disciples the gift of the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in his name. He assures them that those who love him will be loved by the Father, and he will love them and reveal himself to them. Jesus emphasizes the role of the Holy Spirit in teaching and reminding them of his words, bringing them peace and understanding. He assures his disciples that his peace is unlike the peace offered by the world, and he commands them not to let their hearts be troubled or afraid. In summary, today's readings highlight the promise of peace and understanding that comes through the presence of the Holy Spirit. They remind us of the importance of remaining steadfast in our faith, even in the face of opposition and misunderstanding. Like Paul and Barnabas, we are called to boldly proclaim the truth of the gospel, trusting in the guidance and empowerment of the Holy Spirit. Today, I will open my heart to receive the gift of the Holy Spirit, inviting him to dwell within me and guide me in all truth. I will cultivate a deep love for Jesus, knowing that through my love for him, the Father will reveal himself to me. I will also commit to allowing the Holy Spirit to teach and remind me of Jesus' words, bringing me peace and understanding even in the midst of challenges and uncertainties. If you found this video meaningful, I invite you to show your support by hitting the like, subscribe and share button, as this will help us reach more people with these reflections. Together, we can create a community that seeks wisdom and spiritual growth.